Hi, you are live on the air with Tanisha Butts. And I wanted to talk about something that was near and dear to me. I talked about it a little bit this past weekend on my Twitter, and I really just want to talk about this. This past weekend, I was supposed to be ordained, and it was moved until this weekend. I don't know if the older lady had the dates wrong, if I had the date wrong. I really don't know. But besides the point, what I wanted to talk about today is just people that are supposed to be in your corner and that are not necessarily in your corner. You know, some people will use the terminology haters and different terminologies, but all I can say is that when you have people that are in your life that do not match the calling that God has for you, maybe that is a time that it's time to cut that rope. We all want to hang on to people, especially when they are near and dear to us, when they mean a lot to us, family and spouses, jobs, etc. But not everything God has ordained to be in our life. We don't realize, like, God gives us free will. So sometimes we are what has caused things to come into our life. It's nothing to do with God. It's what we made our own choices. God gives us free will so that in the end, we cannot say, well, God, and I hope the rest of this was recording because I had my headphones in and I just realized it. But anyway, God gives us free will, and therefore we cannot say, well, God, you made this happen. No, God gave you a choice to pick what you wanted, and you chose to pick certain things. Well, anyway, to move forward, this past weekend, when I thought it was my actual ordination day, I was, dressed and happy and just doing what I thought God wanted me to do, what I know God wanted me to do. And I had two people that were, I won't say whom they are, but that are near and dear to me, say very negative things about what I was trying to do. Honestly speaking, after I had the attack of the first one, and by the time I received the negativity from the second person, and it's not exactly everything they said, is how they said it, etc., I literally had a tear fall out my eye, and my eyes were watering, and I was crying. I tried so hard to hold back tears, but sometimes the devil he knows who to use on you to make you react certain ways. So because these people are near and dear to me, I started crying a little bit, and I very fastly dried up my tears, and I said, no, I'm not going to allow Satan to use these people to get to me. That's what his goal was in the beginning. If Satan can use certain people, because he knows who you love, he knows who's near and dear to you, he knows who has what value in your life. So if he can use these people to hurt you, he will. That's what he does. He loves to hurt people. He's evil, and he likes to kill, steal, and destroy. And he likes to stop at nothing to make you feel like what you're doing, especially for the Lord, is wrong. So I finally just thought about it and kind of had an epiphany. I'm like, you know what? I get it. He tried to use those two people to make me feel like what I was doing was wrong. Why? Because it was for God. And yeah, for a minute it got to me. But what I really just wanted to say here today, please do not let anyone stop you off your path and what you know God has for you. I had my pastor tell me a while back that she knew I was called, and she said, well, I was just waiting on you to come to me. I already knew this a long time ago. I've been doing Periscope Live, things like this, from podcasts. I've been using YouTube. I've been using methods of preaching and talking to people for years, as well as counseling people and encouraging people, etc. So I've been doing this the whole ride. I do not curse at all. I do say the word HELL. I use that word sometimes because that's where you're going if you don't follow Christ. But outside of that, I do not curse. So I don't know how people would think that, I wasn't already called, because I was already walking in the shoes of God. It's just that it was time for me to elevate my walk. We cannot stay stagnant in our walk with God. We have to get to the point where we want to excel and become even greater in God. So I knew it was a time for me to excel in God. But I should have known with the territory of Christ that the enemy would send his demons to make me think that I made a mistake. I heard anything from, oh my God, you're not ready. God doesn't want a woman being over people. And it was just, I wouldn't even say the rest. It was some very mean and hurtful things. And I was just like, wow, I'm doing a great thing. And I'm also doing something that involves God. So why won't people just be happy for me? But all my life, my father has told me that I'm the type of person that always tries to make everybody happy, even omitting my own happiness a lot of times. Just to see other people happy is fulfillment for me. So with that being said, I started thinking what my dad said, and I thought to myself, you know what? It's just time for me to go to another level. When you elevate yourself in Christ, the demons come for you. That's why a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to stay stagnated because they feel like it's a safe place. It's a comfort zone. If I could just stay at this level, it's safe for me. But if I move up higher, then, it's just like I tell everybody, like the illustration of a video game. I watch my son. He's not a big video game person. He's not a big time gamer. But in the times I've watched him, sometimes I watch games of how, they have the little small things coming at you. And then you might proceed to go to level 2. Level 2, you got those bigger guys coming after. Level 3, they're even larger, etc. So the more you're moving up in levels, even on a video game, the tougher the game gets. A lot of people are going to turn their backs and say, hey, I mastered level 5 and that's good enough for me. I'm out. But then you have those that say, no, I want to get all these levels accomplished. I remember when my brother was little, he was bad about video games. Like we used to be in the store and my mom used to be looking for him. And he used to be in the video game section playing video games. That is so funny to me. He would be like playing video games and we'd be looking all over the store for him. Well, he just loved video games. And I remember that it was times that he would conquer a game and he would ask my parents to go take him to go buy another video game because now he wanted to try other things. Well, I said all that to say that, we're going to get to points in life where it is time for us to elevate ourselves. If you get complacent in life, to me, you're just dead, basically. I mean, basically speaking, you're dead. When you give it all you can give, what's left? Nothing. So that lets us know that we should always be wanting to excel to greater heights. And it hurt me that me trying to move to another level in Christ caused these demons to just lash out at me. And that's just how the devil, he's so dirty. He would use demons that are near and dear to me. But, all I can say when it comes to that is that I love God and I'm just going to keep it moving. And what I've finally realized in life is that everybody is not meant to go on all of your journeys. Sometimes it's time to part. And it looks like that's the part where I'm at with a few people where it's time to separate myself from them because they are complacent. And they just, I don't know, it's sad to say, but it's like some people in my life want to keep me bound and they rather see me down than to see me excel. They rather hinder me than to try to help me. So it's just, God has let me know it's time to just let some people go. So that's the phase and the point that I am at this time. So I was here not to just talk about me. I talked about me for a long time and I apologize for that. But I'm using myself as an illustration. Always trust God and don't worry about those demons that the devil send to hinder you. As long as you live, he's going to send demons. He's going to send demons that's going to try to make you think that you're on the wrong path and you're doing the wrong things. But he's a liar. It's just who he is. As my grandma used to say when we were younger, the devil's a liar and the truth is not in him. He don't have the truth. So when you're going through things or when you're trying to conquer things, just remember the devil is going to always come for you.